Music producers, what's up? And welcome back to another video. It's me, they call me Heat. If this is your first time watching any of my videos on my channel today, I'm a music producer of over 15 years. And on my channel right here, I show producers how to make some of the best boom bap, hip hop style beats. So when it comes to processing your samples, stuff like that, there's a lot of different things that you can do. Like what I'm going to be showing you today is just my way, how I approach enhancing the samples when I'm using them, taking them from vinyl or wherever I'm taking them from. Different things that I can do mixing wise to like make them sound better. But before we can get into that, obviously I got to cook up a beat. I already got some drums laid out, or not laid out, but I already got some drums picked out. Let me figure out what I want to do drum wise and then, go from there. Okay, so now we got a good kick in the snare pattern. I do have a couple of different hi-hats right here. One little dirty hi-hat. So I don't know which one I want to use, but I want to mess with the sample to see like what I can do. And that'll kind of help me determine, I guess, the hi-hats. So one of the first steps that you want to take with samples like this, because this sample obviously it has like parts separated, so things are happening on the left side, things are happening on the right side. So when you put it in Fruity Slicer or whatever plugin that you put it in, and you add that plugin to that sound to the mixer, you can go right down here to this knob and turn it all the way to the right, and it'll put it in mono basically. So it puts the whole signal right in the middle. So anything that was separated now is together. You can keep it the normal way and maybe add some more stereo separation so that if there is already stereo separation in the sample that sounds good and you just want to enhance it, then you just turn it to the left a little bit until it sounds good. But for this sample, with everything being separated, I kind of want things in the middle. So that's what we're going to do here. So I'm going to drop in the sample real quick. I'm just going to make a quick pattern of the sample and then start adding effects on the sample. So in this sample, there's not like any like dead spaces, but normally when I'm dealing with something like this to kind of boost it up and to make it sound fatter, make it sound a bit more alive, usually what I do is I start with the multi-band compressor. In FL, you can go right here to add your, effects. You go right here to the multi-band compressor. And I like to use a preset called Warmer. Sometimes I'll use General Purpose or General Purpose 2 right here, but most of the time, majority of the time, I'm using this preset called Warm. So I'll put that on first and listen to it. So some of the sounds that are in there that are kind of low, it boosted up a little bit. It gave the bass that's in there a little bit more body than normal. So I like that. This isn't a video about teaching you how to use compression and things like that. I'm just giving you the chain. You can go watch other videos on how to use compression so that you understand what each thing does in a multi-band compressor. Multi-band compressor is just a compressor that compresses, or you're able to compress certain frequencies, and you actually have control of those bands as well. So this is a 3-band. So you have your low, your mid, and your high. So, we can go through certain things like this. So there's not really a lot of high end that it's really compressing. It's just, not a lot that's really there. It's mainly focused on the low and the mid band. Then you have knobs here that you can actually move your frequency, so where you want the frequency to be as far as your compressor goes. So you can move your low, it's starting at 246. If you move your mid area here, starting at 246, and then it ends at 11K, and then your high mid is actually sitting at 11K as well. So it basically starts where the previous band ends at. So that's pretty much where your crossover is. So if I start moving these knobs, and it's only going to compress or, you know, enhance whatever frequency is able to pick up on. As you heard when I turned the lower frequency down, there's not really a lot of frequency that's there that's happening, or volume that's happening, so it's nothing for it to compress, so it's not going to do anything there. As you saw when I moved it the other way, it started compressing some of the frequencies that are already being compressed. So you started touching on the mid band, things like that. I usually put EQ right after that, which would be the parametric EQ2, and this is where I start to kind of shape it a little bit, take out certain frequencies that I don't like. So I would use this EQ to do that. So I'll put the compressor on first to boost things up, make sure everything is loud and good, and then I'd go back with an EQ to kind of bring certain things back down. Producers, listen, I want to help you. I want to show you exactly what I'm doing all the time, right? So every single week on Patreon, I'm going to be doing a live beat making session. Pretty much just showing you my full process of me making a beat. So you can stop me, yo, Heat, what's that? Yo, what you doing right there? Hey, what's that? Oh, where'd you get that? Oh, how'd you do that? Because I want to help you become the best producer that you can become, all right? And every single week we'll also have a live Q&A. That means you can ask questions, you can submit questions if you can't make it to the live. Now, this is exclusively to the Boom Bap University alumni. So head over to patreon.com/TheycallmeHeat, become a Boom Bap University alumni, and let me help you take your production to the next level. Let's get back to the video. And with the EQ, I'm not opening up the band so much. I'm actually making it smaller, and that's what you saw me doing here was, you know, using my mouse wheel here and opening and closing the band frequency. So you can open it if you really want to take out more of the frequency. But when you're doing a subtractive or reductive EQ, you're more so going for a specific area that seems to be just super loud. And that's essentially what I'm doing. So instead of me, you know, bringing that whole area of frequency down, I'm bringing just a small little spot of frequency out of there. And that's essentially what I would do. And then I would probably put another EQ on, just kind of take out some of the low end or the bassy area, because I might want to put my own bass over it. Or if I want to duplicate the sample and put the sample bass over it, I could do that too. And then another thing that I do is I usually put like a delay on it, and I'll put it on 4 steps because I'm using double time, but I'll turn it down and it'll give it a little bit of a tail. Now, because this is in mono, you're not going to hear that delay in a stereo effect. So what you're going to want to do is for things that require a stereo sound, like a reverb, a delay, something like that, you'd want to put that on like a bus. So over here on insert 8, I'd put sample effects, and then we'll route this track to that, and then we'll put like delay on it. We'll probably put some reverb on it. So I'll just do this, set it how I had it. Same settings, but just putting it on a different track. Then we'll do some of that stereo separation that I was telling you about using that knob. So now the sound sounds full again instead of right in the middle. Now you have a little bit of outwardness, you know, spaciness to the sample, which I like. But instead of us just only routing to that track, we're gonna send it just a little bit. So by using this here, so we click over here, turn this down. And I think that adding something like a 808 maybe, you know, for that last bass hit would be something that would sound dope. Let's go to the 808s here. Let's just use this one. So I just pitched the sample down. It was down 3 semitones. I went down another 3 semitones. So we're in total down 6 semitones. Let's go add this 808 in here. I think that's super dope right there. That's fire. So when you're working with samples, I mean, you don't want to really overthink it. It's not a lot that you really need to truly do. You know, another trick that you could do as well to kind of clean certain things up, I sometimes will put the transient master on my sample too. You gotta sometimes think out the box. I remember hearing Mixed by Ali saying that he used R-bass on vocals. Like, what? I thought R-bass, which was just a plugin for just strictly bass. So I'm like, okay, I gotta start using plugins that aren't really meant to, you know, for certain things, to use them for those things. Sometimes I'll put the transient master on the sample too, just to kind of clean it up and make it tighter. So that's pretty much it. I mean, there's not really like a lot that I really do. I know a lot of people, you know, always ask, well, you know, what are you doing to the sample to make it sound better? But there's not really a lot. Sometimes essentially it really starts with the source that you're getting it from. So if you're getting it from a terrible source, yes, you're gonna have to add a lot of effects to do different things, or, you know, EQ and just do all this different stuff. But when you get it from a very good source, and what I mean by source is just where it's coming from. Is it coming from a sample pack? Is it coming from a vinyl record? Is it coming from YouTube? For the most part, I usually just do multi-band compression and EQ. And from there, a lot of the times the sample sounds good. I'll add reverb, I'll add delay. Sometimes I won't do a separate track. Sometimes it will be on the same track. But when you have your sample in mono, you have to, you know, send your stereo effects on a different track and send your sample to that track. Now, although this was a very short video and it wasn't really a lot that I was really showing you, you know, as far as how to use what I'm using, maybe that's a different video, but I'm definitely going to say that you should pause this, you know, video for sure. If you already went through it, pause it before you go back, learn what a compressor does, and then go use the multi-band compression and figure out how to use it and apply it to, you know, your beats, your sounds, your everything. Thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the time out to see what I'm doing over here, you know? But yeah, if you like what you saw today and you want to get these sounds and you want to use these sounds, or you need these sounds right here, guess what? I got them over at patreon.com/TheycallmeHeat, and you can grab up these sounds every single week from the videos that I make. Or become a Boom Bap alumni and let's really connect. All right, weekly beat sessions, one-on-one sessions. You know, you get a coupon code every single month for Boom Bap University, so you can use it on any product on the site. Just a lot of great stuff I got for y'all. So yeah, I'm gonna get up out of here, and until next time, y'all,